Welcome to The Woman's Hustle, thrills and spills of entrepreneurship. This show is going to take you on a journey into the dynamic world of female entrepreneurship. In this show, we're going to celebrate victories, navigate the challenges, and embrace the roller coaster ride of building a business. We're going to dive into the stories of women who have dared to strike out on their own as they share their experiences, insights, and lessons learned. So, whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or a seasoned business owner, join us as we explore the hustle, the thrills, and yes, the spills of entrepreneurship. Let's get it. Welcome back to The Woman's Hustle, thrills and spills of entrepreneurship. It is your girl, Coach K. Woods, and I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. You see, I am in person here with The Woman's Hustle, and I'm super excited. I have two amazing guests with me here today. I'm going to allow them the honors of introducing themselves, and I will go with this young lady right here first. Hello.
All right, hi, I'm Meltara.
Yep, and we have
Rachael, aka She Ray.
Hey, period. We're going to get right into it. Y'all know this is the thrills and spills of entrepreneurship. So you know they are both women entrepreneurs. So let me give a quick shout out to them. They are doing a thing. Super excited to chat with them a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. All right. Meltara, baby. So tell us, what is your business, boo?
So I'm the owner of Boss Chic Body. I have a body sculpting business where I do body sculpting as well as some other different services. It is all aimed towards self-care. And then also collaborating and doing it, opening with a boutique. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce her.
Absolutely. We're going to roll right into She Ray, baby.
Yes, I have a boutique called She Ray Boutique. And I also have a soft men's line called He Ray Boutique.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
And it basically started from me just wanting to have my own style, have my own flair. I'm the youngest of 9 children, and I always used to wear like my siblings' hand-me-downs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want my own style. When I got older and I got to branch out and do my own thing, it took off. Like basically took off. Fashion took off for me. And it just made me feel like when you look good, you feel good.
And that's a fact.
That is
a fact. I absolutely love it. Meltara, tell us a little bit about your backstory.
So my backstory, how I got into, got into Boss Chic Body or just creating and wanting to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Just at first, my whole drive was to, gain the knowledge of getting the LLC first, getting things started, all the legalities, when I started my business, it was just the mindset to want to have some additional income, just try to have something or some sort of hustle. Me getting into the body sculpting, I definitely wanted to do something where I felt like, it wasn't something that a lot of everybody else was doing, just something different. I also found out that I was really good at it. All the vibes I was creating, people was just like, you're on to something.
Absolutely.
And then, it just branched off from starting my business in my home. Within 6 months, I was able to get, a storefront location to expand. And that's kind of the gist of how it started.
Hey, I love that. Listen.
Me too.
That is just so amazing. Like you hear the vision, you know what I'm saying? And I think as entrepreneurs, a lot of times we tend to just want to jump into stuff, right? So you hear her, how she said, like she thought about it, she got her LLC, and she worried about she focused on the legalities first, and a lot of times we just jump into things, you know what I'm saying? When did you actually make it official?
So I made it official for my LLC. I want to say it was like August of 20. So it's a little over a year now. So It's been August of, was that 2022 then?
It's possible. Yeah, we're 24 now.
Yeah. So I've had my business just a little over a year now. I started with SCORE Peoria of having a mentor.
Yes.
Because I was one of those people who
mentor too.
Actually I met you a couple years before,
indeed.
And I came over
Can
here.
y'all tell me what SCORE is? Sorry,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're
so SCORE is it's a program I
that's
don't know
offered
if it's
through the Small Business Administration.
Mm-hmm.
They basically will assign you a free mentor to kind of talk to you about business goals and things like that. My mentor actually helped me with like financials a little bit, kind of helped me with like the client to money ratio, you know what I'm saying? Like, now they don't do it for you, but they help
aid
you
and assist.
Absolutely.
And I do think they have them all over, not just Peoria.
Because our mine actually is out of Chicago. I chose virtually, so they do have them. So just make sure that either myself or Meltara give you that information. So, but yeah, I think that is amazing that you took advantage of those resources. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I remember when I came and seen you, when I came, I kind of had a whole bunch of different things I wanted to do, and I couldn't figure it out.
That's that entrepreneur mindset.
I was telling her that. Yeah, you do one thing, then you want to do another.
Yeah,
it is.
So just started out with that and
finding your vision, like finding your purpose. I do remember the conversation because like you came in here one day and I was like, your face looks so familiar, and you was like, I came here, and I was like, you did. Like I got all excited and stuff because I just see your growth. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is amazing because a lot of times, and especially the pandemic, we had a lot of people that started businesses during the pandemic at the beginning. Me too. You know what I'm saying? But then I also have seen where a lot of them are no longer in existence, you know, for whatever else. What's your experience with that as a pandemic business starter?
Yes, I started in 2020 and I didn't have any anyone to like help me get started or anything like that. I did my own research like through YouTube and any kind of like social media platforms. And I started because I used to get a lot of compliments from people saying like, ooh, I love what you have on. Where did you get that from? And after so many, confirmations, I felt like I can have my own boutique and I could just tell them like, well, this came from me. So I started off by figuring out like the name, like what name did I want to do? Because I felt like that has to be catchy. Like it has to be something that's not too long, but also something that's catchy.
Right.
So it was like my name and my husband's name combined together, which his name is Sherez and I'm Rachael. So She Ray was born. And we want to have a daughter, and one day her name is going to be She Ray, so she will be, you know,
I love that.
She'll be able to take that
That's
on.
what y'all call vision. You know what I'm saying?
I just manifested it.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna lie. So I wasn't. So it was in 2020, and after it was before COVID actually the outbreak started, but it was like in the beginning of it. Then after I launched and had my storefront, then COVID happened. Yeah. So in the beginning, it was like I was getting a lot of customers. It was booming. It was thriving. But then COVID happened and it like slowed down.
Shut everything down.
It really did. And I ended up having to not close my business, but close my storefront and then just do all online. And that still did good.
Right.
Like that still did good online. So I was like, I'm never going to stop, never going to give up. I'm just going to keep going. And I still have it now.
I love it. I love that. And I love that you guys, because you guys are together here in Peoria.
Yeah.
Like your facilities are combined together. Let me tell y'all something. This is what I be talking about with collaboration. It is possible. You have people out here that's talking about things like that aren't possible. They are a walking example. You know what I'm saying? I am a walking example. I own this with two business owners. You know, we are about to celebrate our 3-year anniversary as we recording this. March 29th is our 3-year opening anniversary, you know, with regards to our Brick-and-Mortar. Thank you. So listen, stop letting people tell y'all that y'all can't work with people. You have to find your tribe, okay?
And I wanted to say how we met.
Yes, please.
So I'm gonna speak it into existence. Her husband was one of the vendors at my fashion show. I have fashion show pop-up shops like once or twice a year.
Nice.
So I was privy to meet her there because she helped him at the booth, and she seen like my show, and she was interested.
I was just so impressed, and I came and told her that because just it was so well put together. It was so you could tell everything was thought out, and I just was like, as soon as I'm done with her, I gotta go holler at her.
Right.
Her energy was we can keep going. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Her energy was amazing. Like I was apprehensive prior to meeting you of like working with somebody. The stigma with working with people is real. Like people think that they have to be by themselves, but you're not really learning, you know, and growing by yourself if you don't have somebody. I'm sure it's a way that you could do it by yourself. I definitely tried it, but also be open to having other perspectives.
Man, that open-mindedness is what's key. Like, as a coach that works on specifically with mindset, because we are in an outdated thinking. A lot of us think outdated, and we don't think that we can, we want to do nothing wrong with starting on your own, especially as a startup. You don't have the capital to, make the investments to immediately out the gate. So there's nothing wrong with initiating that. But as long as you have the open mind to say, eventually I'm going to get me a team, I'm going to find that growth tribe. You know what I'm saying? And that's what y'all did. Like, them alignments came into play. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's amazing. Like, tell us a little bit about, like, what's in the store, right? Like, tell me a little bit about Boss Body, because I seen both of them, and I love it, y'all. It's gonna be in the podcast details, so just make sure y'all know that.
So we have it combined where we're doing her fashion line, her and your sons, right? He-Ray, yep. Where we're doing She-Ray and He-Ray with the fashion and the boutique. You also do tell them what you do, VIP styling.
Oh yeah, I definitely do personal styling. I'm just roll it off.
And then
I do personal styling. I was gonna get to that, but go ahead.
Yep. And then as far as like with the Boss Chic Body, and then a real quick on that name, I had contemplated it for a while. I could not, I did my business name under something else, and then when I branded out for what do I want it to be, couldn't figure it out. The main word that kept coming to me was just boss and body. And I was like, I feel like out of all of the things that I've went through personally, I've always had to, put my big girl panties on, boss up out the situation, and have to keep it moving.
Absolutely.
So that was the mindset.
It's catchy.
Chic, it's a real bougie, real nice feel out there. It's a really nice vibe.
It's beautiful out there. I haven't been out there, but like, I have seen their promotions, which, and I think that it's amazing. Like, you have to really have everything together, right? And I tell people all day, anybody can run a business, start a business, but you have to know how to run a business. You have to know those little tidbits here and there, and especially having a brick and mortar. It's totally different than just saying you got a business. Having a brick and mortar is totally different, because not only are you worrying about the business, you also got to worry about all of the things that come along with the brick and mortar side of the business. If you want to do the online side of it as well, because I definitely like to, have a variety of things, but I'm almost 4 years in the game now. So I'm at that point, but a lot of us are not. A lot of us are just starting off and we don't really know where our feel is,
Yeah.
Do you feel like the in-person, the brick and mortar is more beneficial as far as like for your products and stuff?
I definitely do.
I think so. I think the beginning of phases of things, you always kind of get a feel for it. So what I offer out there as far as on the Boss Chic Body with the body contouring is waist trainers. I got the fitted kind, also have the wraparound kind, also fitness apparel, different things, to get y'all's body right.
Snatched up.
Get snatched up. People have body goals. Everybody got a little, different things on their body that they want to get together, or just, your self-care and your self-image. So, I definitely, love the feel of having the option to be able to come in, get your services. And then also, I definitely want to expand to online sometime.
Absolutely.
And for me, sorry.
No, you're good, babe.
And for me, I feel like, online is nice. Because you can just shop right from your bed and you don't have to go out and do anything.
Right.
I think that's great. However, for me, I like to touch the clothes, to feel the quality.
You sound like my business partner.
Yeah. I like to be like, okay, does this have stretch? Because it'll give the description online, but you really don't know until you put it on.
That body.
And everybody got so many different body types, so it's best to go in the store and be able to feel it and try it on. And that way you'll have less returns as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you sound just like my business partner, because she's like, I need to feel like, cause I don't mess with this inequality. Like, she's very adamant about that. So like, I can relate to that so much. I think I agree I think we have gotten away from that because of COVID. A lot of people will default to online. I'm not gonna lie, I'm an online shopper, but I'm gonna be so real, y'all. I'm a rainbow shopper all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know rainbow fit me, my size, my hips, my booty, all of that. So I'm used to that, but I do still like the in-person, touch as well. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it also goes around to like the customer service as well.
Oh, yeah.
Having a boutique, it's a little bit different than just walking into a regular store. The definition is different. The boutique, to me, gives intimacy. You know what I'm saying?
And also,
she keeps scaling me back on that because my brain always want to do a lot, but
let's apply the logic.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
And sometimes people just like, I just don't know what looks good on me. I mean, like, different, like I said, with different body types and depending on where you going and what activity you got going on, and you just pick something online and you just buying something, you're like, I don't know, I hope this look good. It might look good, but when you go in the store, I'll be able to tell you, like, you know what? I think this looks good on you, and why don't you try this and these two colors together and this with this? Like, just give them different perspectives. Absolutely. So it's definitely more personal. And then, not to mention, the boutique my boutique is going to give you clothing that you're not going to see in your regular stores. So it's going to be stuff that sticks out and stand out.
And that's what I think
like, where you got that from?
That's what I think about with a boutique. I can't find that in another. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more exclusive shopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, honestly, going into a boutique is more of an experience. You know what I'm saying? And just like seeing the visual of you guys' storefront and brick-and-mortar, that's exactly what I get from that. Like, an experience. You're walking into an experience. And I think that that's dope.
And trying on a waist trainer, you want to do that in person.
Absolutely.
You don't want to just purchase it and then it's too small. You got to try it, or too big.
So absolutely. I think that. So, Meltara, tell us your biggest thrill so far on your entrepreneur journey, and not just with Boss Chic, but just since starting off. Like, what has been your biggest thrill?
The biggest thrill. Let's see. I feel like I have a lot, but I want to say probably the biggest thing to me that sticks out, that still just that just wows me is so I would say, for me, not knowing not knowing exactly what everything is supposed to be or supposed to come from, but for me, I think the biggest thrill is like when the very first time, like, I seen my sign or my logo going up.
That's a good
like
one.
To me, that was just shocking, because it's like,
it's
something
real,
that,
y'all.
I was like, in all praise to God, because some things I still, to this day, I can't say how they happened. Absolutely. It wasn't on my behalf. So that was the thrill. That's still the highlight. Sometimes when I go down the street, I could look over and I can see that sign.
Just because.
That's motivation. That's motivation.
I love it.
I still get the thrill of that.
I love that. What about you, Rachael?
Now I'm trying to think, because I'm like, dang, I remember when I got that sign and it was raising it up in the air and it was pink and sparkly, and I was like, that's so She-Ray. And I kept driving past too, but I'll try to think of a different one. So probably the biggest thrill for me is when I have my fashion shows. Like, because this is like planning a wedding. It's like your bridezilla. Everything is going crazy. And it's like, oh my God, how am I going to pull all of this together? I done got performances. I done got good talent. I done got vendors. I done got like people buying my fashion. And then at the end, when it's all DJs, and then we have like an after party, wrap up party afterwards, and the whole production in itself, I just sit back and I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this.
Together.
It's surreal.
It's so much work, but it's like so overwhelming, like when it's done and everybody is so happy and proud of you, and it was a success. I think that every time I have a fashion show, it's like a thrill. Yeah, it's a thrill.
For sure.
I love that.
Which I have one coming up May 4th.
Hey, period. Y'all heard that. If you're in the Peoria area, and if you're not in the Peoria area, come on down and check it out. Them informations will be in the deets. You know what it is. Yeah. So going to the spills, what do you feel is your biggest spill?
I'll start. Oh God. So one, it's personal, so I'm not gonna say, but one I will share is the location. So I think that, like, well, not necessarily just a location, just not just giving up, like not being present in my first location. And because I get real discouraged, like when you don't have a lot of customers.
Yeah.
Like when you don't have a lot of customers and it's slow, it's like, what am I doing here? Like my time is valuable. I could be doing something. With that entrepreneur mindset, you always feel like you could be making money. When you're not making money, it's like a downer.
Yes.
Because some bills gonna keep rolling.
And they are.
And they're not gonna never stop. So it's like I got to like do something to fill up this space. So my spill was making sure, was not picking the right location.
Yeah.
Was not picking the right location where there's traffic running and moving. And, if I would have did that better, then I feel like it would have been more of a success. So that was one of my spills.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that. What about you, Meltara?
For me, because I'm such a person, I would say I don't do good with patience. I want everything to happen right now, right away, boom, boom, boom. So, but I'm learning, and that's what I think is, the good journey of it, because, like when we opened November 4th. So let's just say even by the beginning of the year, January, we had only been open 2 months.
Right.
And in my brain, this is just me, because this is how I think, because I'm an impatient person.
Tell it.
Is, I could stop and look at, all the thoughts, all the work, all the going in there every day, like everything, blood, sweat, tears, that you put into something. So when you put something, me being impatient, I want that automatic return. I want that return. So just as she said, the money, or you're looking for things when you have an expectation, and God has exceeded all of mine. I can't even lie, He really has.
Same.
But I would say that to me sometimes gets me, because you want something right then and there. But what I'm learning along this journey is also, when I stopped and did like my 1 year recap, I kind of shocked myself, because I think it was you or somebody, like people were telling me sometimes you don't give yourself enough grace. Yes. So sometimes I got to be like, damn, I really did just open a business in a year.
I'm like,
moved out, and I think just it's a mindset thing. And I love that this is called mindset, because it's the gray areas, the in between, all of that. So for me, it was just, I'm impatient. Sometimes I want things to happen, boom,
boom, boom.
And sometimes it doesn't, but it gives us a little bit more appreciation.
And that's a spill for a lot of us, especially as entrepreneurs. We want that shit right now. We want it right now. We have the vision, everything perfect. We want it to be perfect. One thing that I have learned definitely, and that's what makes it easier for me as an entrepreneur, is to expect obstacles. Expect things that might come in and try to throw a wrench in things, because my mindset will be prepared instead of being shocked, when it does happen. Yeah. I already have that mindset like, oh, okay, well, I knew something was going to go on. So I got the tools in place to go ahead and take care of that and keep going, know. But I love, like I said, me meeting you a few years back. This was nothing that you were talking about back then. Not at all. So like, I love that you had a vision and you brought that vision to life, because even though you had that other vision going on back then too, you aligned yourself, sis. And I think that is dope. And as well with you, what I'm saying? Because you had a vision and you put it together, and you still in the process of getting things together, still manifesting. That's what it's about. We have to speak the things into existence like they're already happening.
Yeah. And I wanted to add, trust the process.
Absolutely.
So I feel like that's another spiel, if you will. Because if you pray, I'm a firm believer of God and faith. And if you prayed on it and you believe that it's going to happen, then you got to stand on it.
You got to leave
and
it there.
You got to keep pushing. You got to let God work and let it manifest.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we doubt ourselves. I did that so many times, like, oh my God, but this is my expectation. I'm not there yet. But just trust the process, because it comes. Yeah. Like those things comes,
the
when
networking,
it needs to, in the right time. And God will put certain people in your life.
That's
okay. Because we talked about that too. I was like, oh my God, it just feels so right.
That is a fact.
Yeah, so trust the process.
I love it. So give the ladies that are going to tune in to this podcast, video, podcast, audio, because it's streaming everywhere, y'all. But give them some advice or some tips on how to help them stay focused, stay motivated. Just kind of give them a little bit of insight on even somebody that might be thinking about, starting a journey. Like, what are some tips and insight that you have for them?
Okay, go ahead.
I want to say, listen to that little voice that's in your head. That's like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and block out all the negativity around you, and just listen to that voice that's telling you that you can do it, and write it down. Like it's really good to have a plan. Like
That
it's
is
key.
key.
Like I when I was about to start my business, I had a notebook. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to write. Not only did I need to have like the name of, because that's the first start in your LLC. Obviously, that's the first start. But then you have to have a plan, and you have to have something that's going to help people. Like whatever your product is, whatever your business is that you're starting, you have to have a problem and then a way to solve it.
Come on.
And I feel like that's the best thing to look for when starting a business. And just, again, block out all the naysayers, because they're going to be there. And I'm not saying that you're going to get a lot of that, but prepare too, because misery loves company.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you.
And people are going to be like, girl, I don't know about that. I don't think you should do that. I seen her do it. It didn't work. And, they're going to give you their perspective, but just follow your gut feeling, that voice in your head, pray and pray, and then pray a little bit more and some more.
I love it.
And trust the process.
Hey.
Those are all really, really good.
Period. On point.
I would say I'd add to all of that. I definitely, my grandma used to tell me this: if you don't write it down, it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means, but I do believe, even in my focus and concentration with stuff, when I write something down, I definitely don't procrastinate on it. I make it happen.
Yeah.
So putting your thoughts to paper, manifestation. I also feel like having somebody to, sometimes just talk to, whether or not
accountability partner is
an accountability
that
partner
is so important to have
important.
that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But having someone, like, for me, I feel like I like to talk through a lot of my thoughts, because I talk to myself. I answer myself.
It's okay.
I give myself good advice.
All entrepreneurs do it.
Yeah, but being able to talk to somebody that has a sound mind, and also, I think a lot of business stuff and things that you want to get into is about the environment, the type of people that you surround yourself around. For me, I want to be in the type of rooms and the type of opportunities that I feel like I haven't had. So stepping out, learning different things, networking, just equipping your mind for different things than your everyday. That's what I'd say.
Period.
Yeah, my husband used to always tell me, you are as successful as the top 5 people around you.
Ooh, y'all don't be understanding when I be telling y'all that, okay? You have to be around like-minded.
Yes,
like-minded
we
people.
want our friends and family to be our biggest support, but I'm going to tell y'all, and I say it probably every time I get on a podcast or whatever else, you have to find like-minded. As an entrepreneur, I want to be around other entrepreneurs, because that is going to keep my mind focused. If I'm not around entrepreneurs, how am I going to keep going? How am I going to?
How are they going to water you?
What's feeding you?
That part. So y'all heard that. Y'all heard me say it all the time, but y'all heard it from them as well. So please let them know where your location is. We are located here in Peoria, Illinois. So please let them know
we are out at 8218 North University.
Period. And Meltara, please give them social media details.
Social media, Instagram and Facebook is at Boss Chic _body. That's BOSSCHIC _body. Also, you can look up my name, Meltara Childs, and kind of find some of those pages as well.
Love it.
Mine is, I believe it's She Ray Boutique for Facebook. Let me double check, you guys, really quick. On my Instagram.
Check. And the right information will be in the podcast notes too. So just in case.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's She Ray Boutique _ the Deal Queen. Ooh. And I go by the Deal Queen because I'm a boutique, which usually is kind of like high price deals. Okay. Very affordable boutique. And then my website is thesherayboutique.com. SHERAE boutique.com. thesherayboutique.com.
I love it. Ladies, it has been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Thank
you to have y'all here today. Y'all are welcome back anytime. Y'all know where y'all can find me at Coach K Transforms on all social media platforms. But make sure you are subscribing to the Upgraded Mindsets YouTube channel, because that's where you finding us at if you watching us on video, but you can also catch this on Spotify, Apple. We streaming everywhere, baby.
Okay.
So just make sure that you subscribe. And if you are interested in being a guest on The Woman's Hustle, the details will also be in the podcast description notes. So you know what? It's been a pleasure. Ladies, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, baby. The thrills and spills. The shit is real, y'all.
It is real.
Holla back, y'all.
All right.